On my channel, I often get to review really cool stuff. This one I'm really excited about because it's from a brand that I have a lot of trust in this brand because I use them all the time, and it's super cool product. This is Acasis. Acasis is a specialist in NVMe enclosures, hard drives as well, but specifically NVMe enclosures. They're top of the game. I use Acasis all the time. This is my NVMe enclosure that I use for video editing. This one here is extremely cool. Those other ones there, they were all single bay, which is cool. This one here is a quad, well, you can see right there, spoiler, quad bay NVMe enclosure. It is portable, relatively thin. You can move around with it, but it's not meant to be a super portable device, like something you just always take with you everywhere you go. Let's have a look at it here. It is metal. All their stuff seems to be very high quality. All metal chassis here, which does increase the weight, but it also works as a passive heatsink to keep heat off. And it also works as an active heatsink. So a lot of the heat will go into the metal. This thing will blow it out there. Very nice. It looks quite sleek. You can set it up like that or like that. 4 lights, 1 for each NVMe. You don't have to use 4, but you can. I'm going to. Very nice. Just metal design on the top, some feet on the bottom. You can leave these so it's slidey, or you can take it off so it's sticky. So you have your USB 4 that's going to go to your computer. That's going to allow fast transfer speeds. And then it looks like there's actually an auxiliary out of that. So you actually get kind of a dock type thing. It's cool. Okay, so let's open it up. Super easy to open. Big honking chunk of metal there because there's a fan in there. Right, so that's the connector for the fan going in there. That's going to basically, so the way these work, just so you know, these are a little different than people think. These don't work to blow air actively over the NVMe. So it's not like this is just an NVMe. You don't have air blowing over the NVMe like you might have in a case, like a desktop case, where you have a big fan on the front and it blows air over that there. That's not how these work. What these do is the metal, huge, massive chunk of metal, touches the NVMe. So the NVMe sit here. They physically touch with, well, they have a thermal interface, but they touch that. That's a huge ass heatsink, metal heatsink. So all this is going to work as a conductor. It's going to absorb heat away from the NVMe's, but then the metal will get hot. So what happens here is that fan blows the metal itself, blows air across the metal, and the metal gets cool, just like a radiator. So it actually works more like a cooler that you'd have on your CPU more than anything else. So we'll go like that. We'll get them all hooked up. Is there data on these? Probably. I don't actually know. That is a beautiful NVMe enclosure with a lot of NAND chips in it. 990 Pros. Look at that. Isn't that just like, that's like a thumbnail right there. That's almost a thumbnail right there. Let's make a thumbnail. So you want this, like I said, in the part, you want this touching this. You want these touching this, these touching this. So there's thermal interface. These are nice thick boys. Probably because yeah, you're going to need it, I would assume. Okay, so that looks pretty good. What's all this stuff? Oh, this is adapters. Cool. They even include adapters. So if you don't want to do 2280, you could do 2232. You could do 2242 and use these adapters. That's looking pretty good. That goes up here. So it doesn't really matter how that goes in. Look at that. That's storage. If you're a storage bro like me, data hoarder, some people call it, but I can justify it because I'm a data user. You're going to find this to be rather satisfying. You're just going to be like, oh God, there's so much data. Okay, so here's the temporary test setup. Eventually it'll be, a nice clean little presentation over there, but good YouTube videos are messy YouTube videos. That's what I say right now, at least. Okay. Yeah, so you go like that there. Let's say, if you have a pre-formatted NVMe, set of NVMe's, they'll just pop up like this here. So it looks like we have 2 that were empty, but there's something. This one has something on it, operating system. I don't know what system it's from, but it's something. If you don't, you come in here and you type in partition manager in Windows, like that. It'll pop up, create and format hard disk partitions. If you're doing this on a Mac, you just do it in disk utility. And 5, which one is which? There's too many here. So there's F, is that one. E is that one. D doesn't have a letter. So it was initialized, but it didn't have a change drive letter. So I just come in here, I'll go change letter, just add one, G. Boom. So it was actually formatted. Sometimes you would come in here, I'll show you. So sometimes you'll come in here and you'll actually have it look like this. Looks like G was a totally empty one. So it'll look like this. It'll say unallocated, and it might actually say offline. It'll say like this, there'll be a red thing there. It'll say, you know, it's not offline. So you'll come in here, you go online or initialize. It might say initialize. It'll pop up and say, do you want to initialize this disk? You say yes, that'll initialize it. And then we can come in here and we can hit new simple volume and you can format it. This is assuming a new NVMe, right? If you already have an NVMe that's formatted, it'll come up like that. It'll just pop up. We can do different types of RAIDs and arrays. You can do a spanned volume. So you can have them like this where each one is its own. Drive 1, 2, 3, 4. I probably would not do that for what I'm using this for. One of the advantages is, you know, if drive A dies, it's its own thing. So you lose the data on drive A, whatever, it's totally fine. Oh, they got little diagrams here. RAID 0, you actually have striped. So what happens is, say you have disk 1, disk 2. When you write data to it, it writes a little bit here, 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 a little bit here. It actually increases the speed a lot because they kind of combine. It's just the way that it works with RAID 0. It increases the speed. So you combine 2 disks into one, they can become very fast. You can do mirroring here, like RAID 1, for example, where this drive is a clone of this drive. Very good if you have something like video editing. So I'm probably going to put 2 of them in RAID 1, to be honest, and the other ones can just be whatever. And what's going to happen then is when I do video editing on this drive, it will automatically also appear on this drive. So I'll have a backup. If this drive dies, it doesn't matter because I'm still going to have data on there. So if NVMe 1 dies, there'll be an auto clone on there. The last one here is, I guess, like a spanned volume. Not sure what name they're doing it, but you can just do like a spanned volume, which is, I often do spanned volume. Yeah, so the way that I'm going to do is I'm going to have disk 1 and 2 be combined into a spanned. So it's going to be this one plus this one turns into one big drive. So it's going to be essentially a larger drive. But if you lose data on one, you're screwed. This is good for like games and stuff like that. So we're going to go disk 1. I could add 3 of them, but I'm going to do disk 2. So these guys are going to become bros. 1 and 2 are going to be turned into a singular disk. They will span across one another like that, and I will call them dual 990. Yeah, perform quick format. Okay, there you go. It just did its thing. So these are now one drive. So watch this here. Let me get it here. So that's now combined into one. So it went from 3 point whatever, 3.7 gigabytes, terabytes into a combination of them. So this is one drive. The issue is here, if something dies on this drive, it'll probably die on that. Not for sure, but most likely. It's not going to cause damage to, like, if that drive physically dies, it doesn't kill that drive, but the data would be messed up between them. So that's the non-safe way of doing it. And now these ones I'm going to do striped. So mirrored, sorry. So the way these translate here, simple volume is individual. 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drive, 4 drive. They operate independently. There's no speed alterations. They're just independent drives. Spanned volume, they combine into one, like this here. That and that become one drive. So you take drive 1, drive 2, they literally just glue them together and they're all together. It's not really safe for data because if something gets corrupted on this drive, it'll probably get messed up there, but you just combine them into one. Mirrored is a certain type of RAID where this is written, they're independent of one another, but they're clones of each other. So anytime I write, say I put a new video, I put my Acasis NVMe enclosure on here, it will automatically put the same clone of it over there. So if this drive physically dies, like the drive implodes, it doesn't matter because I have a perfect clone backup of it. So I am actually going to do this for this one here because I want to have a cloned backup. So I'm going to pick drive 4, I'm going to add them in, and go like that, and I'm going to call this clone 990. These here are now mirrored. You can see there's no increase in size. It's actually the same size because this are cloned. There's actually a drive here you can't see. It's missing, right? That drive has his clone over here. There's actually 2 of them, but you can't see them because it just hides it. So when I write to one of them, it's actually going to duplicate and write to both of them. So this is what I need personally for video backups, because if I lose my videos, it's GG for me. Yeah, so it looks like the writes aren't as fast, but the reads are super quick. So that's interesting. The writes are still like fast. They're going to be SATA speeds, which is still quick. Like, you can fill this thing up still relatively fast. And these drives have mega cache, so you could just write forever. The read speeds are very fast. I didn't anticipate the read speeds to be so freaking fast. That's interesting. I don't know, whatever, it's fine. Okay, I want to check the temperatures. There's just so many of them. 35 degrees, 32 degrees, 33 degrees, and 33 degrees. So they're going to run super cool. I mean, we have a massive piece of metal here with a fan on it. I mean, you probably, even without the fan, it would probably run pretty cool, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to plug in, there's another one there, just another NVMe, another SSD. This one's not as fast, but that was recognized just fine. This is my game drive. You can plug that in without any problems. That's looking good. That worked actually very fast and effectively. I'm going to close that there, get rid of that. Okay, so let's bring it back and we'll talk about it. I'll just unplug it here so that we can get a nice little setup there. Okay, so negatives. There's only one negative, and that's that the fan can't be turned off. I'd like to see that the fan is toggleable. Either there's a button, you can hit it, or, you know, for example, you press that once and it turns off the fan, press it again, it turns it back on, double press, something like that, whatever works, and then maybe hold it and I'll turn off the device. So I'd like to see a fan control. The fans aren't really that bad, like they're not noisy or anything, but they're still a fan. Like if you don't want a fan. Positives, the drives do run incredibly cool, like very, very cool. There's no real way of making a drive run cooler than that. That's probably as cool as I've ever seen a Samsung run, because it's just a giant heatsink with a fan on it. That's fantastic. They run way faster than they advertise. I don't know what they were talking about, those read speeds. I don't quite understand what they mean by that. Maybe I think what they mean is if you're reading off of all of them at the same time, because this interface, USB 4 interface, only has so much speed. So if you were for some reason reading off of all of these independently, the USB cable itself and the interface would get saturated. There's not so much data it could move. So the drives would be using their max speed, I guess. But when you're using them individually or in some type of RAID, it doesn't seem to make any difference. They seem to run very close to full speed USB 4, but it's also not that heavy, I would say. The power brick is not tiny, but it's also very light. This power brick is really light. I can't see it on camera. It's plugged in. It's not tiny or anything. It's also not oversized, but it is actually very, very, very light. So if you are moving around with this, the power brick weighs nothing, just so you know. And yeah, I mean, that's really all there is to it. The biggest advantage, I would say, is it's Acasis. Acasis, I use their stuff all the time, and they're very reliable. So that's that there. It looks cool. It performs cool, literally, look at that pun. And it's very useful, I would say. So that's the thing. It's cool. You should probably buy it, and it's really cool.